Everybody, Scout Crafter here again. It's Monday. We have a bit of a mishmash today, a bunch of different subjects to cover. First, let's get some sad news out of the way. I got a contact from, Man Cave. His name is Michael. Good friend of the show, puts out some outstanding videos and productions. Well, his wife contacted me. He won't be able to enter the 199 contest, which he was in. He had an old 199 knife he was going to do, but he's in the hospital with a second bout. This is the second time of cancer, and I was really hit hard by it because although I don't know Michael personally, I know that we would get along great, just as most of us would with anybody that likes old tools and do restorations and things like that. We have a lot in common. So if you can, put him in your prayers and thoughts, and hopefully he'll beat this and we'll get back to another project with him. But so let's get moving on. Now, you remember a little while back we were talking about that hawk that was terrorizing my pigeons? Well, I got a close-up of him, and I do believe that's a Cooper's hawk, a young juvenile Cooper's hawk. These alien-looking creatures, these are two baby pigeons that are about 4 days old. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, our next project. I said I came to the party a little bit late with these Bernard pliers, the compound action pliers, and that he had over 100 patents. This was one of his patents. This was patented, it shows you here. It's 1913, June 17th, 1913, it says it was patented. And this is their number 140 paper punch, or punch. It doesn't have to just be paper, but a very interesting pliers. And here you can see this is now this one here is marked Bernard, and you can see this one here isn't. So Bernard, this one actually is later than this one, even though this one looks a little bit more worn for wear. And we're going to hopefully clean this up because they do come back nice. But let me show you a nice little feature. This thing is missing here, the little piece here on the side. Let me show you. Let's say you wanted to put a line of holes just above that red line going across. You could set this depth stop here, and when you push it in here, it'll put the hole directly on the same line all the way across. So look how nice that is, compared to trying to have to eyeball it. So it does an exacting job. But that's really nice. You don't usually see that on a lot of paper punches, and it is missing on this one here. But the hole is there, so we're going to try and make one of these screws, make one of these stops, and clean this up. So let's get to it. Wow, look how nice these came out, huh? And this is, remember, these were the good ones here, remember in this. Look how nice, these are nickel plated, so they still got the nickel on them. But look how nice these cleaned up. This is just the wire brush. Didn't touch it with any buffer. Just the two wire brushes, the soft and the hard one. Isn't that beautiful? That's why I love these Bernards. They just clean up so nice. And I just had a friend, Joe, just got a pair for $2. He said I got a pair for $2 at a garage sale. So real nice stuff. And so now we just got to make this piece here. So we'll take a look at it. And basically, first thing we have to do is determine what thread that is. Make sure it's the same thread on this one here, which a lot of times they were standardized, but you can't take it for granted. And there's some gunk in there. I'll have to clean that out. Make sure it's the same thread. If not, we can always draw it out and make it a more appropriate thread for us. But real excited about the way this is coming out. So let's go do it. And then we have to make something that looks like this. Okay, now real quick, we got to clean this little screw up. And my buddy Jeff had just recently asked me, goes, something, he says, how do you hold these small parts when you go into the wire brush? Because, we've had a couple fling out of my hand. So believe me, I've had my experience with losing parts like this by trying to, address the wheel like this, or I have a favorite pair of pliers that I use for holding it. But even though, once you catch that wrong thing, it's going to spin it out and lose this piece forever. We can't afford to lose this piece. So let me show you the way an easy way to clean these up. You can't use the big wire brush on most of them. A piece like this that we can't afford to lose it no matter what. Like what I like to do is I'll divot out a little piece of wood, something, a little pocket that I can make it in, and this way I'll use the Dremel and be able to hold it down and it won't slip and go anywhere. And I find that to be a really good way. We can't afford to lose this screw. You ever wonder why us old timers always keep sheet metal and things like that around the shop, small pieces, or anytime you get scrap metal, no matter what it is, it always comes in handy if you got to make a small part like this. So instead of cutting the piece out first, we'll drill the hole, make the slot, and then cut the piece out around it. It's a lot easier that you have a big piece of metal to hold on to. Okay, here's where we are. This came out very nicely. It's all cleaned up. Now I checked the thread, and instead of trying to get the thread gauges, I used my simple plug gauges that I have. And I found one here that fits the way it should. Screws right into here. See, screws in nicely. And that is, the size is a 640. You can see there, 640. So it's not a very common size, but it's not totally unusual. So I happen to find a screw, a 640 screw, and this is where these tap and die sets come in handy, that I always say, because now I have a tap set. This is a National Fine, and you can see here 640 is the first one. So I have a tap and a approximate the right drill for it, so I'll be able to and then I found a 640 screw in one of my bins, and then I ran the tap through here just to clean it out. So let's make the little handle for this and we'll be done on that. Okay, here's the original here. Here's the one I made out of some scrap metal. Came out pretty good. Here's the original. You remember the original screw. Here's the one I made. Made it out of aluminum, so it's a little bit different. But and then that's a brass 640 insert that I screwed that screw in, then cut it off, and now we'll test it out. Okay, works very good. Seems very smooth. Let's try it out on some cardstock. Okay. Very good. And then if we wanted to adjust it to make a smaller cut here. Okay. Okay, works good. Nice to have a little depth stop there. So in closing, we have these nice Bernard hole punchers, and you can see the action on that. Just a beautiful action on that, and so smooth. Oiled everything up, oiled the inside, and put these into the Bernard collection. We'll be adding to that. Thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this, and have a nice day. Take care now. Bye-bye.